paint. So many studies have showed. One of the most important studies I've read in the last year or two was done by the CEB. And what they talked about is that the buying experience has changed. In other words, how customers buy today, everything's changed. Customers are more informed. They talk about being 50 to 60% in the buying cycle. What does that mean? That means that they're more knowledgeable today before they even contact you or your store. In other words, they know a lot, right? Whether it's price, whether it's special offers, what paint they're looking for, so forth and so on. So what they found in this study was fascinating. That in this market, it's not about brand. Brand is important. Congratulations, whoever paint, brand is important. But they also found out that it's not about price either. It's never about price. And it's also not about service or delivery. These three things are important. Don't get me wrong, they are important. But what they found is the overriding factor for a customer making a buying decision is the customer experience. And listen to that, the customer experience. And they define the customer experience along these lines. Buyers are often confused because there's too many choices in the market. Or when they come into your store, there's just too many choices. They don't know if they're getting the best deal. Are they buying the right product? They need you to help them avoid any pitfalls or landmines. In other words, what customers are looking for today is not more information, but insight. Oh, what a great word, insight. Insight, my definition is information beyond the obvious. Register that. Insight is information beyond the obvious. Customers don't want more information. They're inundated with information. They got too much information. The thing is, they don't know how to sift through the information. That's where you, as a salesperson, have to come in and really help them out to provide that customer experience. Now think about this. Don't provide customers information, give them insight. And insight is information beyond the obvious. So let me walk you through an example. When I found this example, and I thought it'd be so appropriate for you guys. I'm going to read through it. But again, I think it's important to pay attention because this is the essence of insight, but also what customers are looking for when they walk into your store. Let's pretend for a moment that you have two cans. You have can A at $15. You have can B at $20. Customer walks in and all of a sudden you know what they're leaning for, right? They're leaning towards the $15 can. They're looking at the $15 can because they're going to save $5, right? Now you as a salesperson will walk up and say something like this. You'll say, I strongly recommend can B. It's a higher price, but it will last 8 years, whereas can A will only last 4 years. That means that over 8 years you'll have to buy can A twice. If you buy can A, you'll be paying $30 instead of $20 a gallon. So in reality, can B costs less and you only paint once instead of twice. The customer says, well, you know what? Who cares? He goes, I'm preparing to sell my home, so I don't care how long the paint lasts. Wow. And that's a reasonable response, right? But then you, as a salesperson, here's where the insight comes in. You say something like this. Mr. Customer, I understand, but I still think that can B, the $20 can, over can A, the $15, can B, the $20 is a better choice for you. Why? Can B contains 50% more pigment, which results in better coverage than can A. This means you'll need to apply only one coat. If you have a dark wall, you'll have to apply 2 coats if you buy can A, which means it'll double your labor and your costs. At this point, the customer now has to think about it. He never thought about pigmentation. He never thought about double coverage, having to paint twice, increased labor and cost. So now they go, But here's where you come in with further insight and get them to think about things they haven't thought about. You'll say something like this. In addition, Mr. Customer, you are guaranteed that your house will look freshly painted, which in turn improves your chances of selling your house if you ever decide to do so. And that's when you ask them, can you now see how spending an additional $5 is a great investment to sell your home at the price that you want? Wow, what a great example, right? Because what you've done is that the customer was focused only on price. We have those, don't we? Customers who only focus on price. And when you're presented with 2 options, customers will always want to mitigate their risk and go to the cheapest one. What you're doing here is moving beyond the price point. You're actually helping them make a more intelligent decision by talking about pigmentation, making them realize that if they have a dark wall, they'll probably have to cover it twice with the other can of paint, the cheaper one. But on top of that, if they plan to sell the house in the future, hey, what better way than to make sure it sells faster, looks freshly painted, than to use a little more expensive paint Get the idea? That's what customers want today. It's insight. So let's wrap this up.
Every manager can feel it. The difference between a motivated, value-driven sales team and one that's stuck in a rut. CEOs know the difference too. They can see it clearly in the profit and loss columns. The question is, how do you get your team to this elite level? Is there something extra you can do to break through the remaining resistance and equip them with the right mindset to grow your business? Yes, there is. But you're not going to do it with one of those cheesy inspirational speakers or some self-proclaimed guru. What you need is someone with a real business track record to deliver key insights in a captivating way, to give your team the right tools for selling in today's tough marketplace. Enter Victor Antonio, experienced executive, innovative thinker, compelling speaker. He's ready to deliver the message you need your people to hear, not with a canned speech, but a customized, dynamic keynote designed to deliver results. Bring Victor Antonio to your next event before the competition does. Go to www.victorantonio.com for more information.